Want me to tell about the day?
Yep.
Okay. Auntie Laura came over. Cooper went to Ben Decker's house, and the girls went shopping except me. That's the end of the story. Now we're having a fire.
A fire? Oh yeah. Look at that fine fire.
Yeah, it is. Hey! I'm always going to wear these glasses, but not in public,
Okay. That's alright.
because these will just look stupid on me.
How about the word silly?
Silly.
Okay. What are you doing?
Good.
Yeah? Tell me a story.
Great. Eat. Hey, finish the robot story I made up a few days ago. I am tired. This is a fight.
Tell me a story.
Fire. This is so flaming. So flaming eye. Let me see it now. Let me see myself.
You're too close.
I have right here. I have right here. Move on, move on. Move on, move on. Move on, move on. Move on. My turn, my turn. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, do you want me to finish the story of the robot?
Sure.
Where was I? Oh, October 1st, snow began to fall. And then the big sister robot decided to go get some winter clothes for the brother. No! Because he didn't have any winter clothes. Not even mittens or boots or anything like that.
I actually had a mitten.
So he asked her to get him some candy too, and she said, "Sure, only for Christmas." But he couldn't wait until Christmas. I'll get you a toy instead. And when she got back, she was carrying a bag of a monster truck, a couple of mittens, a hat, a jacket, and snow pants and boots. So she tried them on her brother, and it was like, "I don't like these. These are too boyish. I want some sparkles." And then she glued some sparkles onto them, and it said "Coop" on them.
And then I said,
It's perfect, he said. And then the sister said, "Mom, you know he really likes sparkles." And then the mom said back, "Yes, he does. Really, he does. He likes them on his shirt, his pants, his shoes, and definitely on his mittens and all that kind of stuff."
everything.
Yeah. So then one day,
That's
he
mine.
decided to put glitter on his brother's bike in summer. And it was Christmas Eve. So the brother was so wait to get some candy. So excited to get some candy. So they went to the candy shop and got him some candy to just rest him a little bit for Christmas Eve. So he was a little bit calmer after dinner. So everything was just fine until one fine spring day, the sister said, "Spring's here, spring's here, spring's here," because it was the first day of spring and no leaves had returned yet. And the brother said, "Leaves are here, leaves are here." And then the brother looked outside and he was like, "Aw, I want leaves." And then my sister patted on my head. "They'll get here in a few weeks." Or a few
And
months.
then I said,
She
goodbye.
So she put her brother was a baby. She put him in the crib for nap time.
What
Because
if
he
there
was
was
so
a baby
excited.
robot?
That he only woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, the sun was almost up. And that was at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then the sister woke up, but not the brother because he was too sleepy. And so the sister opened his presents for him and put him by his bed. And then when he got up, he was like, "Yay, I got my present from Santa!" And then, the end.
That was a good story.
Thanks. Now I'm going to start another one. Now it's what about me now?
Well, you want to tell a story?
I don't have any.
Okay,
I know one.
Cooper, you can sit in this chair.
I have.
Okay. Once there was two little robots,
You want a chair?
and they lived together. And then they had it. There was two boy robots, and they both had it. Two blue chairs. And this could be your chair, Coop. No, and they just almost had the same hair. The brothers, the first brother's hair was almost blondish, but it was kind of brown. And the second brother and the second boy had it all blonde hair. So they had it the same shirt on.
Had.
And they had
Had.
the same PJs. And they had it the same. They had same houses. And
Did you grab your bolt and your arrows
but
from the front?
the first brother's house had it like a little bit brown and they
blue.
live together. They live in the same house. And the second brother's house had it blue all over
Had.
it. Had. And that's it.
Good story.
The end. I forgot it. And the mama was in there.
Yeah. What's Mama doing now? Looks like she's working hard.
She is
His dad just
looking
sits
at
on his
the light.
butt.
I love you, Daddy.
It's just something I care about and Teddy doesn't.
I love you too, buddy.
Little finger, two little fingers, three little fingers, four little fingers. Okay. That's time for Kaylin. There was a car zooming. He drove it, his gas ran out. And then one time, he drove too far away from the gas station and stopped because he ran out of gas. And so he couldn't back up. So another car came and pushed him back to the gas station. And then the engine, and then the little car, he gave him an extra tank of gas so he could drive all the way up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill where the gas station is and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill where the other gas station is. So, hey, do you want me to tell you the story of Mr. Brown and Mr. Black?
Sure.
This is Mr. Brown.
Okay.
This is Mrs. Black. Hi there. I mean Mrs. Black. I mean Mrs. Black from the title. And Mr. Brown lives up here. Mrs. Black lives up here. So we opened the door and went in and shut the door. So one day, Mr. Brown decided to get out of his house. So he opened the door, went out, shut the door, and went down, up, down, up, down, up, till he got to the house. He knocked on the door. There was no answer. He knocked on the door again. There was no answer. So he went down, up, down, up, down, up, to his house. And opened the door, shut the door. Opened the door, went in, and shut the door. One day, Mrs. Black opened the door, went out, shut the door. And she went down, up, down, up, down, up, and then she knocked on the door. No answer. So she knocked on the door again. No answer. So we went down, up, down, up, down, up. Open the door, shut the door, went in and shut the door. And so one day they decided to meet each other. So they opened the door, went out, shut the door, down, up, to the top of the hill. And they was like, and Mr. Brown said, hi, one time, the last time I saw you was the time when the last time I saw your house was when I tried to knock on your door and you wouldn't answer. I must have gotten my nail painted. Ta-da! Wow, that's awesome. And I knocked on your door and you didn't answer. I was probably working on my weaving somewhere else. Yeah. I made that part up. The yeah part, I made that up. Opened the door, went in, shut the door. The end.
Good story.
This is a story called Blue and Green. So, this one's blue and this one's green. But now they switched houses. But actually they have their own. And they were a baby. So, open the door, go in, shut the door. Open the door and go in, shut the door. It's almost like Caitlin's story.
Except in different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no misses.
Thank you.
And Mr. Blue said, I'm gonna go to Mr. Green's house. And then he went down, up, down, up, down, up.
And he knocked on the door.
So, and he knocked on the door, and then there was no answer. And then he knocked on the door again. So he opened the door and he said, Mrs. Green, are you there? I'm right here upstairs. And then he went upstairs and then he saw him doing the laundry, and then Mrs. Green said, what are you doing up here? And Mr. Blue said, I just took it on you. What you're doing? Okay, I'm fine. Said Mrs. Green. So he went down, down, up, down. And then he went open the door and then went in and then shut the door. And then Mrs. Green wanted to. It's your thumbs. And then Mrs. Green said, I'm gonna go to Mrs. Blue's house. Mr. Blue's house. Then he went down, up. And then he knocked on the door, and then nobody answered. And he knocked on the door again. And then he went in, then Mrs. Green said, where are you? Right here in the office. And he went in the office, but he didn't know where the office is. So he went back where he was. And then Mrs. Green said, where is the office? Right here on the right. Boom. And then he saw him, and then he said, hi. Oh, you're doing puzzles. And then she went back home. She went down, up, all the way to her house. Opened the door, went in, shut the door. And that's it.
Good
Story
story.
of Colors, colors, colors. We're told by me, Kaylin. Sometimes colors don't mix very well. Like blue and purple don't mix together. But sometimes they do mix together pretty good. Like blue and red, they make purple. And they make different colors all in the rainbow. And some are very odd colors. Like pink and white make pink. I don't know what makes white, but I only know that yellow, red, and blue are the colors that make different colors. And ask someone at home what colors red, yellow, and blue can make. So, So one kid came over to the officer of colors, and she asked, "Where is my paint?" And he was like, "Right over there." He said, "Right over there, on the right." And then he went to the right, and where his father was, and he was looking at some magnificent art. And it was so beautiful that the kid had to look too. So he went and looked at his father. And he saw beautiful colors that red, blue, and yellow made. Like purple, orange, green, yeah, all those different colors of the rainbow. He said, "Whoa." So, he wanted to leave the building so he could make some of his own. And so they went home, dabbed some paint, and then showed it to the officer of colors. And he said, I think we need to build a whole picture. And then the kid said, "Okay, officer, I'll do whatever you say." And then he dabbed some more paint on. So it looked very beautiful after. And he had to guess
and everyone had to guess what the picture was. It was a teddy bear. A purple teddy bear. And they hanged it in the art museum, where the officer of color said, "Wow, this kid really is an artist already." And then he said thanks. The end.